doing today? How are you doing this evening? This is Gary Bledsoe coming to you from my home office in San Antonio, Texas. If you were on my personal page, which is Gary Bledsoe 1, you saw that I did my normal 1 minute of motivation, and then I asked you a quick question, which was, are you using affirmations daily? And before I go ahead and give you these 5 quick ways, 5 powerful ways to get the most out of your affirmations every day, let me know where you're watching this from. If you want, type down and type hello. And I want to just first of all thank you for watching this either live or watching it on the replay. Thank you so much for watching it. I appreciate all of the people that want to get some kind of motivation, want to get some kind of inspiration out there. I truly I just love being able to motivate somebody, being able to inspire somebody, be able to help somebody because I know that how it is. The reason why I like to do this is because I remember very clearly growing up in the South Bronx, New York City, and feeling sometimes a little alone, feeling sometimes a little different, thinking a lot different than a lot of the people that I grew up with, until I found some really good friends that started understanding a little bit more of me. I understood a little bit more of them, and we became some good friends, and we still kind of friends to this day, good friends to this day. And but I understand how it is to want to get that motivation, want to get that inspiration, because you feel a little bit different. You have this like desire inside you. You have this inspiration, this motivation that needs to get out, and you want to do something totally different with your life. And I totally understand how that feels. So, that's why I like to do what I do. So, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being here, and just let me know who you are, so that way, if you're watching this live and I see that you're on here, I can give you a quick shout out. I'll even shout out your website. It doesn't really matter to me if you just let me know. Let me know what's going on, and let me know who you are. How are you doing out there? How's everything? I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. So, I just hope you guys are really having a good start to the year. And as I always tell you, that I'm going to come to you with a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration. I'm not seeking the people who are struggling, who want me to, give you that supercharge to like totally change your mind. I'm looking for that person that's already ready to change their mind. I remember when I, got hired for the Border Patrol some years ago. I'm no longer with them, but when I got hired for the Border Patrol, I remember they used to say in the academy, when we used to go to PE, to physical education, I remember, the sergeant used to say, hey, I don't want you coming here to get prepared. You guys should already be prepared when you get here. And I thought a lot about that, because I actually prepared myself about 18 months before. I didn't even know I was getting hired for the job. I actually prepared myself 18 months before going to the Border Patrol by running, by, push-ups, sit-ups. I was doing sit-ups and push-ups till I was like about to throw up. Because I wanted to go down there ready. I didn't want to go down there too prepared to get ready. So, and that's, basically what I want to kind of like give to you. I want to get those kind of people who are already ready to get pumped up, to get motivated, to get inspired, to do something totally different. Sometimes you're going to see me talk a lot with my hands. You may see me go very low tone, and then all of a sudden I take it up high. I don't want to be screaming at you, yelling at you. I don't want to be preaching to you all hard and stuff like that. I'm definitely not a preacher, no theologian, nothing like that. But I feel like when it's time for me to really give you the emphasis of what it is that you need to hear, I might come out a little bit hard, and then give you the emphasis of what you really need to feel. Maybe I might go a little bit low on that. So I just want to go ahead on and get this video started, get this started for you. And if you're watching this, because I usually take my Facebook Lives, and what I usually do is I'll put my Facebook Lives into the form of a blog. And if you want, go to whoisgarybledsoe.com. Up on the top, you'll see a tab that says blog. Click the blog, click that up, and you can I watch this again, or you can pass it on to someone else, and they can go ahead and watch it and get some motivation, get some inspiration. So let's get into this word affirmations. First, before I go ahead and start talking about affirmations, I'm going to give you a definition of what affirmations is, and I'm going to definitely tell you the 5 ways to capitalize on your affirmations. But before I do that, I want to just tell you, affirmations have totally changed my life. I mean, totally changed my life. I remember way back being on MySpace and doing the same things I do now, besides doing videos. But I remember being on MySpace before I knew anything about Facebook, and I remember promoting myself in a sense as a person who likes to post motivational quotes, motivational pictures, motivational, inspirational stuff to get people motivated, get people pumped up. And I remember nobody, and I mean nobody, was watching me, was not caring, was not thinking about me, nothing. But then I was looking at other people, other friends that I knew on MySpace that was in my circle, my community, whatever. And I remember they used to get all kinds of activity. And then I remember started understanding a lot about video marketing and learning that, started watching how people were using video marketing and stuff like that. And then I started getting into that. So I started promoting videos, and that's when Facebook came about. And I said, and then YouTube and all that stuff. And I said, let me go ahead on and post on there. Maybe I might get a different response. I got the same response. Nobody was looking at me. Nobody was paying attention. Nobody was thinking. But you know what I did? You know what I said to myself? I said to myself, I'm going to stay motivated. I'm going to stay inspired. And I'm going to keep doing it. So I would tell myself every day. I remember working public safety at a community college up in Nassau County on Long Island up in New York when I some years ago. And I remember telling myself all the time that, you know what, I'm a master motivator. I'm going to be able to help so many people. I'm going to be able to change so many lives. I'm going to be able to help other people out there. I remember telling myself this over and over before I even knew what the heck an affirmation was. I used to tell myself this all the time, over and over and over again. And guess what? Fast forward some years, And I remember deciding, I remember one year I decided that I was going to go through the summertime, very overweight. I don't know what it was. I just was eating. I was depressed. There was some things I had left the Border Patrol. Wasn't too happy what was going on. And I decided that was it. I was at my public safety job, and I was just like, I didn't care. I just was like a little bit depressed because I was doing the affirmations, but I wasn't capitalizing on my affirmations. So I remember I got really, really heavy. And I remember saying to myself that, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And I remember having a conversation with my wife, and she totally told me, no, you can do anything you want, you put your mind to it. Basically, she was giving me the affirmation that I was telling myself, and I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't capitalizing on the affirmation. So I decided I was going to just, hit the gym. I was going to diet. If I didn't know what I was eating, I didn't know the calorie count, I wouldn't put it in my mouth. So I wound up losing so much weight. I think it was like 50, almost like 60, 70 pounds I lost. And I just went down, and I started bulking up and getting a lot bigger and everything muscle-wise. And I remember I said to myself, wow, this affirmation stuff really works. I just couldn't believe it, but it really worked. And you just have to give it time. Then fast forward a couple of more years, I remember I was in a network marketing company, and I moved up pretty fast, and I was doing pretty good, but I wasn't quite where I wanted to be. And my wife was in another company, and I remember her just staying positive, staying motivated, staying in it, and I wasn't really feeling the company at first. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to leave this company, and I'm going to join her. And I asked her if she wanted to join forces. We wound up joining forces in less than 4 months. We went to the top level. We became co-authors in a book that's still out there available now. And then we also, I was able to speak to hundreds of people per time on stage, motivating people, inspiring people. And it all started with affirmations. It all started because I used to tell myself all the time, I am a master motivator, and I will motivate hundreds and hundreds of people that I encounter in my life. And I used to tell myself that over and over and over. And it totally worked for me years later. And then the income started coming in, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable, because I told myself this over and over. And I didn't even know the power of an affirmation at the time. I just was saying it to myself because there was nobody else around me that was telling me that I had the ability to be a master motivator. There was no one else around me telling me that I had the ability to do this. I mean, my wife was saying it, but you know how it is. Us husbands out there, sometimes we don't listen to our spouses, and us wives out there, we don't listen to our spouses sometimes over when they say the thing to you. So I had to keep hearing myself, but the way I developed a deaf ear to my wife, I was developing a deaf ear to myself. I wasn't quite using an affirmation. Well, let me give you a definition of an affirmation and why they're so powerful. Because I have this powerful definition. I'm going to read it. It says, an affirmation is a positive, specific statement that helps you visualize and believe in what you are affirming to yourself, helping you make positive changes to your life and possibly to your business. Let me read that again. Positive, specific statements that help you visualize and believe in what you are affirming to help you make positive changes in your life and your business. See, I was making positive changes in my life by first affirming to myself so I could start believing that I was a master motivator. Then I would seek out a lot of things that would help me to become a master motivator. I've read so many books. I have a whole library of books that I've read. And I've read those books hundreds of times. And you know what's so funny? You know how some people can pass a book on to someone else and they could say, hey, read this book, and I couldn't do that with my books, because my books were like notebooks. Like I would highlight and say important, and you need to reread this part again, and you need to say this over and again. You need to read it. All of my books are like yellowed, highlighted, and underlined, and circled, because I read these books over. Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, The Master Key System, anything I can. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Retire Young, Retire Rich. Og Mandino, Greatest Salesman in the World. I've read every single thing I can. The Magic of Thinking Big. Everything. I read these books over and over and over again. Like I felt like I had to read them again, because just in case I missed something the first time, I had to go back in and read it again. And then sometimes I found myself re-highlighting. And then I took those affirmations, those things that I learned, and I would affirm it to myself, and I would tell myself, hey, guess what? You are a big thinker. You are gonna get rich because you understand the science. Like I would say these things to myself over and over and over to start believing that it would happen. And guess what? It started happening for me. So right now, I'm going to give you these 5 steps that you can do for yourself that can help you capitalize on using daily positive affirmations to get a better life. My wife put a thread up, and I wasn't going to mention this, but I have to mention this. I have to. It's in my bones, because there's so many people that need help. Why do you think they got Dr. Phil all the time? Why do you think they got the Dr. Oz show? Why do you think Oprah was out there? Why do you think, there's people out there that need help, and it's up to people that have the courage and have the know-how, have the skills, and have the confidence and self-esteem to say, you know what, I want to help you. See, I believe big time in the how, but I believe that if you don't have a why, the how don't matter. And if you do have a why, guess what happens? The how shows up. I don't know what it is. It becomes like Puff the Magic Dragon, and it just shows up, poof, just like that. The how shows up. So let me give you these 5 ways that you can capitalize on using affirmations to help you change your life. You ready? Here it is. Number 1, start using. And we always say, don't get selfish, especially if you're in network marketing and home business. Don't get selfish. But I'm going to tell you, get selfish. Use I am statements, I know statements, I will statements. Use these things. Use these I am statements. I am power. I am a master motivator. I am an inspirer. I am a best-selling author. I am a top earner in my company. I am a professional network marketer. Use I am statements. Use I know statements. I know that I can go out there and recruit 10 people this month. I know I can go and I can help 4 families retire their boss. Fire their boss. I know I can give I know statements. I am statements. I will statements. I will stop eating those cookies all night long so I can lose 10 pounds. I will just use I will statements all the time. If you use those all the time, I guarantee. See, I listened to something Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, said. He said the second that he was taught that if you say I can't afford something, you immediately shut your brain off on finding a way to be able to afford something. And that's so powerful. And I believe the same thing about affirmations. The second you say, I will not, or I'm not meant to have, or I don't think I can, or this is not for me. When you say that, you turn your mind off to the possibility of being able to accomplish what it is that goal is. And I truly believe that with everything in me, that's exactly what happens. As soon as you do that, you cut it off. So use I am, I know, I will statements daily to yourself, out loud, while you're driving. No one's in the car with you. So what? Use them. Hey, you're at the light. I will become this. I know that this is going to happen for me. Use these statements. Number 2, while you're using these, unless you're driving, don't do it if you're driving, especially if you're driving, because I don't want no accidents out there. And then you say, hey, Gary, you're the reason why I had an accident. Or your cousin gets on Facebook and say, hey, you told him to do this, and that's why he had an accident. Well, don't do this. But if you're by yourself or you're in a place where it can be safe, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize whatever it is that you're affirming coming true. See, I pictured myself on stage in front of people, in front of hundreds of people, and it came to pass. I remember winning an award for being the top recruiter in my company back in 1997. And I was like, I was kidnapped to go to the event because I was like, I ain't going to the event. I just got off of work. I was in New York City Correction. All of a sudden, I was like, I just did come overtime. I ain't going way out to Connecticut from New York City to go to some event. I went up there. Next thing you know, they say, hey, Gary Bledsoe, #1 in New York. I'm like, what? Come up stage and tell us why, what you did. And you got about a minute or so to talk about, tell us a little bit about you. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm talking in front of hundreds of people about what I did and how I got there. It can happen. So you got to close your eyes and start visualizing. Like I said, I visualized myself speaking in front of people. I visualized it. I visualized myself being a co-author in a book. Now I'm visualizing myself being an author in a book, and I'm working on that goal right now. I'm visualizing myself being a top affiliate marketer. I'm visualizing myself owning a coaching and training company. I'm visualizing all these things to come to pass. And it's going to come to pass because, life is too short. And if I don't go out all out to get my goal, hey, it ain't going to happen for me. So you got to close your eyes and visualize it. And I mean all the time, daily, unless you're driving, unless you're not in a safe place. Don't do it. Number 3, write your affirmations down. Write these affirmations down. Hey, I have a little book that I keep on me, and if I write it down, or I'll pull up a notepad and I'll write them, or I'll even, I'm gonna tell you something that I do that, I might not always write them down on a piece of paper. I might not write them down, but guess where I write them? I put them in my news feed. I'll throw them right in my news feed, or I'll throw them right in my on my blog, or I throw them somewhere where I can get to them. I know Facebook, I don't own it, but guess what? As long as they let my account stay active, I got those affirmations. And then what I even do, something even better, is I open up a Microsoft Office and I'll make that document. I'll call it motivational, inspirational affirmations, and I'll put that in it, and I'll just I'll remind myself. I'll go back and I'll post it again and say, hey, I needed to hear this again. And I always get somebody somewhere saying, I needed to hear that. And that's the fuel to my fire. That's the gas. That's the combustion that helps me keep on promoting all these affirmations and giving value to everybody out there. Because when I hear people say thank you for that, and so that's what I want you to do. Then I want you to, number 4, what I want you to do after you write these things down, do something powerful. Place them everywhere. Get a little note. You can get a little technical if you want. You can actually take those index cards. If you have an index card, write the affirmation on it. You can laminate them, cut them in half, laminate them, put them everywhere. Put them up in the shower, put them in your purse, put them in your wallet, put them where, if you feel like you might get pulled over by the cops, put them where your driver's license is. So when your cop pull you over, say, hey, I will get out of this ticket, I will statement. And you pull the license out and you show the cop, and just don't give them the I will statement, because the cop say, hey, you really think you're going to get out of this ticket? No, don't do that. But I'm just saying, place them everywhere so that you can constantly be reminded of them, because you never know when it's a time where you need to hear it or see that affirmation that's going to help you stay motivated. And the last step I want you to do is, I want you to do this. This is super duper powerful. I want you to perform these affirmation exercises every single day until. What is until? Until it happens. Until you get what you want. until you achieve your goals, until you design your life to the way you want it to be, until you fire your boss, until you replace your income, until you are a top earner in your company, until you have that spiritual and that motivational and that physical ultimate optimum thing that you want out of life. Until. I want you to perform these statements until. Perform it until. Because when you perform it until, the higher power, the universe, what I call God, will eventually start moving things and placing things in front of you and helping you get the things that you want. So I hope this helps you. If it helps you, please feel free. If you feel like this is wrong and you disagree with it, hey, comment in the comment section. I really don't care. I'll gladly respond to you. I won't go crazy and keep it, a big argument. If it start going south, goodbye. I won't say anything. But if it's something that can be debatable and you disagree, let me know. Let me know if you have some other techniques, some other affirmations. If you want, type an affirmation in the comment section that's powerful to you. What's your best affirmation statement that you like to use every single day? And if you want, tag somebody in it. If this video can help them, please tag them. Also, what I want you to do is at 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m. 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, right? Sorry, I've had to ask my wife. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. There's going to be a powerful webinar by millionaire income producer Ray Higdon. And if you want more details about that, please, let me know. Matter of fact, my wife in the comment section, she'll place the link where you can go ahead and register. Let's make 2017 epic, guys. Let's go out there and take it to the max. Like I said, I don't want you arriving to this video to get ready. I want you to arrive into this video ready to get pumped, to get motivated, to get inspired, and to take it to the next level. Guys,